And we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again. I am David Streggy here on Inside Movies Galore, episode number 37. I'm here in the room with actor Skrauss from The Wheel from 2011, which was directed by John Dylan Roberts. Hello. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, glad to be here. Thank you.
So, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? First, have you always been a Wisconsin native, or did, what's your story?
Well, I have been a Wisconsin native. I was born in Milwaukee, grew up in West Bend, came back to Milwaukee after I got out of the Navy.
Okay.
And wanted to become a cartoonist.
Okay.
So I went to art school in Milwaukee, and in the process of that, ended up making a vlog, which in doing so, I realized I love editing and performing in film more than I love painting or comics.
Okay.
And I decided, and during that time, I got my role on The Wheel, and the people on set kept telling me how great I was on camera. And with all that flattery, I thought, wow, I'm going to pay for my art career by becoming an actor. And so that's what I'm working on doing.
Okay. And why don't you tell me a little bit how you got involved in the project The Wheel?
Oh, that's a great story. I stumbled across, my girlfriend and I walked into Anodyne on KK, and we were passing somebody in the doorway, somebody that she recognized from summer camp. And he mentioned that they were putting on a play, and I said I was looking to act, and he told me to audition. It was Hamlet.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I had started attending a church that another guy who was attending, his name is Peter Batchelder. He works in audio for local commercials and film.
Okay.
He recognized me. Oh, no, because of that, he went to see the play. And John Roberts was working with Peter Batchelder and showed him the the storyboard. And Batchelder's like, you got to get Skrauss. He looks exactly like this guy. So it wasn't about my acting or memorizing lines. It was just about how I looked exactly like the cartoon character.
Okay.
And so he had seen me in Hamlet. Next thing you know, I know I'm in The Wheel.
Okay. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your role in the Wheel? Or what kind of character do you play?
The Wheel is a Dr. Seussian fairy tale told with narration in the Dr. Seuss rhyme style. And the fairy tale is about a scientist who builds a wheel that as long as the wheel turns, the world is happy. And he passes it on to his son and tells him, don't let your sister touch this at all. And sure enough, the sister touches it, stops the wheel, there's havoc, and it has to be restarted.
Okay. And how was your relationship with the actors and the directors involved with this film?
I never saw them afterwards again. And we got along. We did. Maybe I was too annoying because I kept asking questions about things, and everything's fascinating to me. You know, the boxes that they set up, everything, lights. They have a thing that they put in front of a light that when you move it, it creates shadows that look like leaves moving in the wind.
Okay. So there wasn't really much of a set because some of it was CGI, from what I understand.
Oh, that's true. A lot of it was CGI, but a lot of it was set as well. The wheel was actually a physical wheel.
Oh, okay.
And we filmed it in a mansion just west of downtown on State Street.
Cool.
It's a bed and breakfast, actually. You can go and stay there.
Nice. So what was the next project that you were involved in?
The next project was my own vlog. And after that, I was in, I believe it was The Woodsman, actually, was the next thing. That was a few years later.
Okay. And how did you...
No, wait. No, my mistake. I played Andy Warhol in the Milwaukee Art Museum's Uncrated commercial.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I got the Woodsman.
Alrighty. And how did you get involved with the Woodsman?
That's a good question. Somehow I took an acting class
Okay.
at acting for film at the Milwaukee Performance Center or the PAC or one of those places. And the guy who was teaching that class ran into this film student and they were talking, and the film student had a project, and the teacher recommended me. And I
Okay.
met the director and we talked and made it happen.
Alrighty. And what was your role that you played in the Woodsman?
I play an ambiguously time set character, post-apocalyptic, prehistory. We don't know. My hair was too nice for either of those, but I was wearing fur
Okay.
and a toothache, and I had to extract the tooth because I couldn't eat.
Alrighty. And was there anyone else involved in the project that you remember, or did you? How was your? Was it a one-person set, or
Oh,
was?
no, there was always at least 3 people there, including myself. There's
Okay.
only one actor, me. I was very nervous about this because I had to pull it off all by myself,
Okay.
and I didn't know if I'd be able to do that. Interestingly, both The Wheel and this film and the Andy Warhol commercial had no script. There was no dialogue for me to say anything.
So
I
it
don't
was
know what to
more or
do.
less ad-libbed, or
Well, it The Wheel had a narrator, the
okay.
Milwaukee Art Museum had a narrator, and this was pantomime, right? There were sound effects and there was music, but there was no talking. But anyway, so there was always the cameraman and sound guy on set,
Okay.
and sometimes we had wardrobe and lighting as well.
And going back to the art commercial, how did you get involved in that? Was that something that someone had?
It was through connections from The Wheel, actually. There's a woman named Satora. I can't remember her last name, Satora, who was working on The Wheel. That had a huge set or huge crew. There were people everywhere in that hotel. It was amazing.
Huh.
But I don't remember what her role in that exactly was, but she started a casting agency
Okay.
and she reached out to me for Andy Warhol.
Very
And
cool.
I and got the part.
Cool. And after the Woodsman, where did you go from there?
Well, there was a great film that I was going to be scheduled to be part of, and the day I was supposed to go to the set, my phone died, and I lost communication with everybody, and they found somebody else.
Oh.
That was it was a great comedy piece at a hotel. I don't remember what it was called.
And after that,
Then I did Bathroom Break, which was a
okay.
1-minute film filmed in
Okay.
Madison in one day. It's about the gender identity issue with bathroom signage. Brief
Okay.
comedy piece. I play an office worker who's hiring somebody who happens to be transgender, and I'm talking about what a knockout she is and how gorgeous she is to another office worker. Turns out she's transgender. I had no idea. And then after the interview, she goes. So I interview her, and then I gossip about her behind her back, and she, on her way out, goes to the restroom and encounters a security guard who wants to inspect to make sure she's going into the right one.
Okay.
1 minute.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a 1-minute film. It was amazing. How can you get all that into 1 minute?
I
It took me
know.
longer to describe the film than it did for the film to play.
Well, I know that a lot of 48-hour projects end up trying to scrunch everything into like a minute or so. So, and I know that directors are always trying to get everything thing done quickly.
Yeah.
So I imagine it was.
Well, there's a lot of story involved in there, and looking back, it's fascinating that it all came through in just 1 minute. Yeah,
It's crazy, right?
yeah, definitely. It's a powerful medium.
Of course, you were also in a was it a short film or a feature called Legal Threat?
Legal Threat is a feature. Yeah, I play a minor role, but it's a pivotal character.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't even know what the story is. All I know is my role as the main character's friend, and I've discovered a secret, and I pass the secret on to him right before they kill me. That was great. I got to wear gore makeup for that one. We hired a guy from Madison called Dark Alley Special Effects, and he
Oh,
came in and he glued glass to my face and put on fake blood because I got blown through a window. You know?
okay. So
I wore it all. It was awesome.
that
It was Halloween in August.
sounds kind of cool.
It was pretty cool.
So, is there anything that you would like to tell the audience about yourself?
Oh yeah, I recommend. I recommend. That's pretty strong. I don't know if I recommend or even suggest, but I'll tell you some things I'm doing, and if you're strong enough, you can go look. I do an almost weekly vlog called. Well, when it started, it was called Skrauss Speaks, You Listen.
Mhm.
Then it changed its name to What Just Happened, and I think I'm going to change its name again to Image for Hire. So this is a 3-minute video piece that on YouTube every week. You can find it by Googling the Skrauss, or Googling, you can YouTube the Skrauss and you'll find it.
Okay.
And also, I've just started a radio show at River West Radio, WXRW 104.1 on Tuesday nights. In fact, tonight I do my 5th episode, and we'll be discussing philosophy and mysticism and identity. How do you identify, right? Like, how do you define yourself and the effects that has on the world, the way you present yourself and the assumptions you make about yourself, how that changes things around you. Should be a good discussion.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a good discussion. Well, I thank you for coming on, Strauss. I'm sorry that you didn't have much more to tell, but I love hearing the different stories that come with acting or being involved on sets and it doesn't matter how big or small because each one of us whether it's doing something with the production value or dealing with just being in a stand-in role or being just someone there on the set in general. It's still amazing stories to hear, and I appreciate you coming on and doing this little segment interview, and I would definitely love to follow your career as you go about each project that you're in. And you're more than welcome to come back on and be interviewed again. Maybe I can do some promotional stuff in the future for you, and hopefully
Hey, you know what I need? Could you fix my IMDb problem?
I could try.
I don't know. I
But
don't know what. Go on. I'm not sure why. I have 2 IMDb accounts, and I want them consolidated.
well, one thing that one thing with IMDb is anyone can create an IMDb profile for
Oh.
anyone if they really want to do. So that's the thing. So I'll definitely take a look at that problem for you if you'd like me to, and then I can see what I can do as an outside influence.
Yeah, the outside influence. We'll put that outside influence to use.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for coming on, and I'm just gonna go through a few things that I do. Well, I run Movies Galore of Milwaukee. Skrauss, if you didn't check out the review I did of the wheel recently, I did a review of the wheel.
Yeah, you sent me a link. Thanks for reviewing it. How do you feel about reviewing movies several years after they've come out?
Not too bad, actually, because I'm as I'm doing newer movies, I'm trying to update myself to doing some older films, and as long I mean, the more people that I come in contact with, the more that they learn about these films, the better, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And
even if it's told a little differently, because when you're a reviewer, there's a difference between a reviewer and a critic.
okay,
And
and a critic is what, a hater?
a
What's the
critic
difference?
is it can hate, and
Okay.
as a reviewer, I if I have an opinion, if I have a strong negative opinion,
Yeah.
I obviously say it. But
Okay.
if I love the film and there's really nothing that I can really say it, then of course I'm going to say some very positive things about it. So
Sure.
and
Okay. So you try to maintain objectivity.
I maintain objectivity if I can. If there's nothing really interesting about the film, that I merely describe it and then I point out all of its negativity and still try to leave it up to the viewer to.
All right. Yeah, that's good because we all enjoy different things about films. For instance, one of my favorite films is Plan 9 from Outer Space because it's so half-assed.
Did you see the remake of that? By the way,
Did they remake that?
yeah, they
I'm
remade it.
interested, but
Uh, I'll have to send you a link. I'll have to send you a link to
who
it.
remade it? Was it an independent?
It was an independent, in fact. It was from the UK. Let me see if I can find out the director here just a moment.
Okay. Well, the
I
thing I
believe
love
they
about
called it Plan 9, just Plan 9.
it's called the Plan 9. All
Yep,
right.
it was done in 2016. It was directed by John Johnson.
That name sounds familiar.
Um,
Maybe just
uh,
because it's John twice.
well, John Johnson, I'm not sure whether he's okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He has been involved in some. Yeah. He was involved in Skeleton 3 Part 2. In fact, he's known for the Skeleton Key horror film
Oh, okay. So he's done
quadrilogy.
some respected cult films.
Yeah, he has some cult films out
Maybe
there.
Plan 9 from Outer Space is a horror film. Interesting.
So, but it wasn't bad actually. I thought it was decent for a remake. I mean, they made the narrator of the thing a little bit more sarcastic, but
Wait, did you like Plan 9 from Outer Space, the original?
oh, I loved it. I
Yeah,
mean, and
it's
I think
wonderful,
that
right?
it would, even though he had to steal a lot of his sets,
That's for the best part. That's the best part.
even though he stole a lot of his sets, a lot of people believe that he is an underrated filmmaker, and I believe the
Oh,
same. It's
absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
It's just
Did you ever see?
some of his what is it? Some of his films are a little slow, like Orgy of the Dead,
Oh, okay. All right.
which was just basically a show of dead, almost nude girls
Oh, I see.
doing some 60s dancing.
Nice.
Um, but yeah. So, but in any case, thank you for coming on. Again.
Glad to be here.
Appreciate the conversation, and hopefully you enjoyed being on, and
It
uh,
was great.
I will be giving you a copy of this with a cool intro once I get it
Excellent.
set up and connected, so
Cool.
that way you can keep it for yourself. Okay, man.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Alrighty.
I'll put it
Well,
on the app.
I'm going to end the show here. So why don't you say good afternoon, everyone.
All right, everyone. Good afternoon. Don't forget to listen to me tonight at 9 p.m. at WXRW.
And that's what he said. In any case, have a good afternoon, everyone.